Hi, everyone. This video is for determining which application you will complete, FAFSA or WASFA. All right, and so the agenda for today is what is FAFSA and WASFA? Which application do I complete? Do I submit only one application or do I do both applications? And then we're going to go over some common questions or scenarios that come up oftentimes when trying to determine which application to do. And of course, when do I submit a FAFSA or WASFA? So what time of year do I need to do it? When is it open? Things like that. All right, let's get into it. So what is FAFSA and WASFA? FAFSA stands for the Free Application for Federal Student Aid. WASFA stands for the Washington Application for State Financial Aid. These are both applications that an individual would fill out and submit if they are interested in getting funding options for post-secondary education. And post-secondary education really just means college or university. And that could be a community college, that could be a technical college, that could be, again, like a college or a university where bachelor's degrees are offered, things like that. And the funding options can include grants, loans, scholarships, work study. And the biggest difference between the FAFSA and the WASFA application is based on US citizenship status. And we will get into that more in the next slide. So which application do I complete? For FAFSA, if you meet all of the criteria below, you would complete a FAFSA. And really that's based on if you're a US citizen or you are an eligible non-citizen. And I'll show you the list of what eligible non-citizen means. And then also you have to have completed a high school diploma or equivalent by the time that you're starting your program, when you would be starting to use financial aid. Okay, or you would do the WASFA if you meet all of the below criteria, which are you are undocumented. So you're not a US citizen. You're not a permanent resident. You don't have a green card, right? So undocumented. And you also have to have met that high school diploma or equivalent. So on the next slide, this definition of eligible non-citizen for FAFSA, oftentimes people are a bit confused about what that means. So I wanted to list out here all of those options for what eligible non-citizen is for FAFSA. So it could be that you have a green card, so a permanent resident with a green card. You could be a refugee or have asylum granted. There's additional options here too. So I'm just going to let you read through those. Okay. And then a question we often get is, do I submit only one application or do I do both? You are only eligible and able to submit one application. So you either do the FAFSA or you do the WASFA. And of course, again, that's based on your citizenship status. You do not do two applications. You would never do both applications. All right, common questions and scenarios. So these are common questions that we get from students fairly often. Which application do I complete if I am a US citizen, but my parents aren't US citizens? So the application you complete is based on your citizenship status. It is not based on your parents or your legal guardian's citizenship status. So if you are a US citizen, but let's say that your parents are not, you would complete the FAFSA because that's based on your citizenship status. And just in the same example, if you are not a US citizen, right? So let's say that you're undocumented, but your parents are US citizens, you would complete the WASFA because it's based on your citizenship status, not theirs. Okay. Can I do both a FAFSA and a WASFA to get double the amount of money? Great question. I like the thinking, but no, you are only eligible to do one application. If you complete both applications, you would not be awarded this like double the amount of money because one of your applications would be invalid because it's based on your citizenship status, right? So no, just do one application. That's it. All right. So are the pools of money the same for either FAFSA or WASFA? This is a great question. There are different pools of money for the FAFSA and WASFA. FAFSA will check your eligibility to see if you're eligible for loans, federal and state grants, so grants, and then work study. So loans is that type of money is money that you pay back, right? You owe a loan. There's lots of different types of loans, right? There's student loans, there's car loans, things like that. So FAFSA checks eligibility for student loans. It also checks eligibility for federal and state grants. Grants are free money. That is need-based money that the government determines, oh, you need this, we're going to give this to you for free. You don't have to pay it back, okay, for school. And then work study is if you want to possibly get a part-time job on campus, that's how the funding is paid, is through work study funds. WASFA checks eligibility for state grants, so not federal grants, just the state of Washington grants. So again, grants are free money. And WASFA also checks eligibility for a state work study. So not federal work study, state work study. Okay, so the difference between those two is that you can't take out a loan with WASFA, right? WASFA allows you to take out grants, which is free money. You don't pay it back, and work study, which would be allow you to possibly apply and get a job on campus. And then just a side note, scholarship applications often require a FAFSA or a WASFA completion for their applicants. Most all scholarships have this as a requirement that you have completed a FAFSA or a WASFA. So it's important to do it. All right. When do I submit a FAFSA or WASFA? One time per year that's all you need to do is when the application opens. So the new applications open October 1st for both the FAFSA and the WASFA, which make it really easy. And just a reminder, to receive any financial aid for both FAFSA and WASFA, you must complete your financial aid file and submit all requested paperwork with the school that you're attending. So once you complete the FAFSA or WASFA application, there's this other part, right? It's the step 2, and we have a video on that called completing your file. But you need to work with the school that you're attending to complete all additional paperwork or requested documents, and then you will be awarded an award letter, which at that point, they'll be able to tell you what you'll be able to receive, okay? So when do I submit a FAFSA or a WASFA? The applications open October 1st, but if you miss that October 1st date, and let's say you're trying to apply to go to school in June, you should just do it as soon as possible. So if you miss October 1st, that window of when the applications open, then you just want to do it as soon as you can so that you can start the process for financial aid for that year. All right, and that is everything on our presentation for FAFSA or WASFA, determining which application to do.